Hi, this is Mr. Van Kaplan. Today we're going to learn about using Autodesk Revit for our green architecture class. The first thing you want to do, you want to open Revit, which you've already done, and then we're going to do a new file. We're going to do a project file, and for this class we're not going to use construction templates. We're always going to use architectural templates. So you always want to open an architectural template file. Once your project file loads, it should look like this. It takes it a few seconds to load probably, but this is going to be your default working area. Okay, you see here you have walls, doors, and we're going to build gradually into learning how to use all those. The first thing I like to do, look over here on the left. You have your floor plans, level 1 and level 2. I like to rename those. So right click on level 1, choose rename. Let's make that the floor. Hit OK. And it's going to say, would you like to rename corresponding level and views? Yes. And you can see it's changed the floor. Level 2, let's rename that to roof. Or actually, let's put ceiling. Same thing, yes. Okay, so floor and ceiling. You're going to use this project browser a lot. Okay, when you're doing your two-dimensional view from the top, you're going to be working on your floor plan. Okay, you're also going to use this elevations view every now and again, and I usually just use east. It's the first one there. That's how you set the height of your ceilings. Okay, we've measured the classroom out. I'm just going to put some made-up dimensions in here as I start adding walls, because you and your group of 3 have measured the classroom out. I want you to do that yourself. Okay? So everything has to be inside these cameras here while you're drawing. And I've clicked wall. You should have this little cursor that shows up. So I'm just going to draw, and that's feet there. It looks really small. We'll zoom in just like an Inventor. I'm going to say it was 35 foot 6 inches. And this side I'm going to say, the room's a rectangle, so that's going to be shorter. Let's say it's 26 foot 6 inches. Okay. Same thing, 35.6, 26.6. And you right click to hit cancel to get off of that, and then you can scroll in. Okay. Hit cancel one more time. Get rid of that. Now you're just on modify. Notice how wall is not lit up. Okay, you click that. The dimensions pop up. The thing it does the wall parallel to it. So this wall's 20 foot 6 inches. If I want to see what I've got this one, I have to click here. It says 35.6. You can go in here and modify these. Okay. And the thing for you to remember, you've got a bump out. So I'm going to go back and add that actually. I'm just going to guess. I'm going to say that's about 3 foot 6 inches. About 4 feet. Bring that in there. Cancel. Cancel. Notice how I'm on modify. I should be able to get rid of this wall. Don't like that. Anytime something like that happens, just undo it. Okay. Click that wall, delete it. Click that wall, delete it. Kind of a pain, but that's okay. I want it to look right. So now we're going to go back and add our wall. We've got the bump out. Okay. And it stays on that wall until you right click and hit cancel, and usually you have to do it twice. Okay. So now I've got the basic outline of our classroom. And my measurements are not exact. I'm just guessing. You have actually measured it with your group, so I want you to put those proper measurements in. That's why we've measured it and you've made that drawing. Okay? This is a 2D view. You can do a 3D view, and you're going to see it looks 3D. To zoom in and out, just like Inventor, use your trackball. If you click and hold the trackball and move it, it does that as well. Okay, just like Autodesk Inventor, you have the same thing here as well. The default ceiling height in this program is 20 feet. So I'm going to click on this wall, and you can see, I scroll down here, unconnected, 20 foot 0 inches. Okay, Now you can click and drag them individually, but to save time, just hold on Shift, or excuse me, Control. Click on each wall, should turn blue. Now this is where you got to be careful. You've got to get this bump out as well. Okay, so I've highlighted all the walls, they've turned blue. Let's say, and I haven't measured yet, let's say it's 9 foot 6 inches. In most homes, which we do later, they're going to have either 8 or 9 or 10 foot ceilings. Okay, so let's hit apply. And those walls have went down. I now have 9 foot 6 inch walls. Okay, so here's the basic layout of the classroom. We've got all of our exterior walls. Okay, if I want to get back to my floor plan, I go to floor plan, double click floor, and there you have your basic layout. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in, move that around where I can see it pretty good. And now let's say we want to start adding doors. Okay, we know up by this bump out we have a door to enter the classroom. Okay, so I have to click architecture. Instead of wall, this time I click door. Okay, it takes it a second to load. Your computers are going to load a little bit quicker than mine probably. Okay, you can see it's thinking there. Now, we've got our door, and you can see if I drag it in here, it shows you what a door looks like. Scroll in a little bit. And you can see the measurements. It's showing you where the door is. One thing you've got to be aware of, it doesn't mark the end of the door, it marks the center of the door. Okay, so you've measured the width of the door. You need to decide the center of that and come from the wall. So, let's say you hit this load family button, and you'll always do this for doors, windows, furniture. Revit has tons of stuff built into it. Okay, tons of files. And it's loading. You've measured the height and width of the door. I want you to get that as best as you can. So you can see all this US Imperial, which we'll work out of. You've got conduit. We won't do that. That's for electrical. With doors, electrical. We scroll down later. Windows, which you'll use at the very beginning. Okay. And later, when you do your project at the end of the class, you're going to have a lot of choice in what you use. So click on doors. It breaks it down into different categories. Okay, you got commercial, you got hardware, residential. If you hit the down arrow, these ones that are already here, it'll show you an example. Okay. So we don't want a double glass door. We don't want, these are garage doors, we don't want those. So I'm actually going to go into commercial. It's like a building. Okay. And see if I can find one with just a little small window. Okay, that looks pretty similar to the doors we have in the classroom. The front door entering, the one that we share in this Hagedorn doesn't have a window. So, door passage, single vision light. Click open on that. Okay, then you've got all these different heights. Okay, I'm going to say that door is probably 36. Which is wide by 84, so 3 foot wide by 7 foot tall. And you can see that tells you width 3 foot 0 inches, height 7 foot 0 inches. Hit OK there. Now if you look in properties, this has changed your door. It's the passage single vision light 36 by 84. So determine where you want it. Okay. And I put it 3 feet away. I think it's probably not that far away from that center block. Okay. Again, you and your partners work together on that. And I want you to notice the door compared to ours, it's coming inside the classroom. That door does not open inside the classroom. So I'm going to show you how to modify that. Okay, you click on the door you just installed. You've got two arrows. I'm going to scroll in so you can see that better. Okay, flip the instant facing. So it actually opens on the outside of the room. I click that, and then it opens towards Miss Hagedorn, not Miss Popham. So to change that, I'm going to click these arrows, the ones that are going horizontal. And again, my laptop's taking forever to load. So now we have the door opening the proper way. What I want you to do is add the other door that connects us to the science lab, and then save this file. To save it, you just click here, File. The first time you do a project, you always want to do Save As. Click Save As. Save it as a project, because we're going to update it. We're going to work on these for several days at a time. We're going to constantly update it, okay? You need to click on your desktop here, and make you a folder. I'll teach you how to do this before we ever log on. This says Green Architecture. I have mine. Okay, and just put MrVClassroom. Okay, hit save. And we've drawn the outer wall dimensions, and we've added the entrance door to the classroom. I want you on your own to add the door that connects to the science lab next door. And that's going to be it for this first video. I think you'll really enjoy using Autodesk Revit. Inventor was Design a Model. And you're going to learn how to do a lot of stuff in this program. We're going to add desks and chairs and all that stuff eventually. Okay, so this is your first video, and you've got your doors in, and that's a great stopping point.